Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Hawkins out as CEO of Icon Aircraft. Hoversurf meets requirements for Part 103 aircraft. And SECAF says $1,280 coffee cups are simply irresponsible. Hello, I'm Laura Hudson. It's November 12th, and this is Airborne Unlimited. The other shoe has dropped. Kirk Hawkins, the driving force behind the Icon aircraft program and a massive litany of missteps, is no longer the CEO of the foundering aircraft concern. Icon is wrapping up the matter with as much positive spin as they can, though the company admits that Hawkins has resigned as CEO and will reportedly stay on in an undefined role, while President and COO Thomas Wiener will lead the company in the interim. Hawkins has been leading the company since its inception and guided it through a series of blunders and broken promises that gave way to several minor and major accidents that tarred the image of an aircraft once touted for its safety features. From the attempt to force owners into a bizarre and restrictive sales contract to a series of production failures and some spectacular price increases, Hawkins' prediction of thousands of Icons flying through the skies seem increasingly to be a pipe dream. While serial production is allegedly now underway, it's a fraction of what was once promised, and even some of the most recent boasts are not verifiable by the latest Gamma stats, which show only 4 built in Q1 and a single aircraft on the roster for Q2, far from the average of 8 to 10 a month recently boasted by an Icon rep at the DeLand Sport Aviation Showcase. After the break, SimCom Academy selects Frasca for TBM 910 FTD.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip with integral backup battery. Safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, Airborne Unmanned, the AMA Drone Report, our website or podcast, just email to news-by@aero-news.net. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. Frasca International has received a contract to supply a TBM 910 Level 5 flight training device to SimCom International's training center located in Scottsdale, Arizona. The FTD will include an RSI visual system with projected 220-degree spherical display system. This will be the second TBM device provided to SimCom by Frasca. A TBM 930 Level 5 FTD was delivered in 2017. A Japan Airlines first officer was arrested last week at Heathrow Airport after admitting he had exceeded the legal limit for alcohol consumption before flying. Kazutoshi Jisukawa, 42, appeared in court, where he admitted to having consumed 2 bottles of wine and a pitcher of beer the night before he was scheduled to fly. When he was arrested, a breath test showed he had 189 milligrams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood in his system. The legal limit for a pilot is 20 milligrams. Embraer and American Airlines Incorporated signed a firm order for 15 E-175 jets in a 76-seat configuration. The contract has a value of $705 million, based on current list prices, and will be included in Embraer's 2018 fourth quarter backlog. Deliveries will take place in 2020. Combined with the airline's previous orders for the E-175, this new contract results in a total of 104 E-175 jets for American Airlines since 2013. The most recent order took place in May 2018 for 15 aircraft. DeltaHawk engines displayed an enhanced 180 horsepower GA engine at AirVenture this past July, as seen in a recently published interview on ANN's Aero-TV. DeltaHawk is in the final stages of preparation for certification. The company has invested significantly in the analysis and testing of its engine, resulting in numerous enhancements to the design. Check out the new program, Aero-TV Meeting Our Standards, the DeltaHawk Diesel program, on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Aero-TV Network. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. The FAA has made a determination that the Hoversurf Hoverbike S3 meets the applicability requirements of Section 103.1 A-C&E, making the device an ultralight aircraft flyable by someone who does not hold a pilot certificate. Reps of the company met with the FAA to discuss the vehicle. Based on the information and specification provided by Hoversurf, the SJC FSDO and AFS-800 have concluded that the Hoversurf Hoverbike S3 meets the applicability of Part 103 rules for operation as an ultralight. Hoversurf has renamed the Hoverbike S3 to its new name Hover 1. The FAA has no objections to the name change. The FAA based its determination on the model that was presented for evaluation. But it's not going to be cheap. The Hoverbike S3 2019 Limited Edition will set you back $150,000, according to the Hoversurf website. It requires a $10,000 deposit, and delivery is expected within 2 to 6 months. So it looks cool, and the operator does not need a pilot certificate, but it carries one person, and costs about the same as many high-end new LSA airplanes, and far more than a decent, previously flown Cessna, Piper, or Grumman certified airplane. After these messages, SECAF says $1,280 coffee cups are simply irresponsible.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hoversurf Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hoversurf Propeller.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
Welcome back. Secretary of the Air Force Heather Wilson has sent a letter to Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley that is critical of what she says is wasteful spending in the Department of Defense. The letter responds to Grassley's request related to the procurement of special coffee mugs that can reheat liquids used aboard refueling tankers in flight. The mugs have increased in price from $693 each to $1,280. Wilson said that the item is a specially manufactured electronic water heater that plugs into the aircraft systems. Because it connects to the aircraft, replacement require FAA airworthiness certification. 391 have been bought at a cost of $326,785. In her letter, Wilson said that many suppliers have either stopped producing certain parts or have gone out of business. She said it is simply irresponsible to spend thousands of dollars on manufactured parts when we have the technology available to produce them ourselves. In July 2018, I directed creation of the Air Force Rapid Sustainment Office to further develop agile manufacturing, to develop and deliver parts at a fraction of the cost of using traditional manufacturing methods. We recently demonstrated capability to 3D print replacement handles for this item, at a cost of about 50 cents each. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, alternating with Airborne Unmanned on Tuesday and the AMA Drone Report each Thursday. Additional breaking news bulletins may be posted for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. We'll see you tomorrow.